Disclaimer. We are interested in everything and experts in nothing. We enjoy learning, but get it wrong sometimes. We mean no disrespect, and if we mess up, kindly correct us. Let's take this ride together, unless your intention is to cause harm or distress, in which case, with utmost haste, fuck right off.
Okay, episode 13.
13.
I'm gonna call it lucky number 13.
Yeah, lucky number 13.
So if I've done the math right, and I hope I have, because otherwise we're gonna have problems, this episode will air the Wednesday before Christmas.
Okay, so holiday episode.
So in honor of Christmas, we're going to do an episode about a Christian church that doesn't believe in Christmas.
That tracks.
Yeah.
That fits our brand.
So we're going to do, it does fit our brand. We are going to do the Worldwide Church of God.
Is that like the World Wide Web of Christianity?
Okay. We'll get into it.
Oh no. Is it an online church?
I know. Well, we'll get into it.
All right.
All right. So this is a lovely photo of the founder here. We're going to start right now with a picture.
He looks like an angry principal that's pointing out the F's on your report card.
He is pointing. Double pointing.
Double
He's pointing with
pointing!
both fingers. So this is Herbert W. Armstrong, and he originally founded the church in 1933
Okay.
as the Radio Church of God.
Oh, okay. All right.
So in the early days, the church was headquartered in Eugene, Oregon.
Okay.
And Herbert did weekly radio broadcasts sharing his belief and doctrines.
Okay.
He also published a free monthly magazine called Plain Truth.
Well, all right.
So,
Industrious little dude.
yes, in 1947, Armstrong moved the church base from Oregon to Pasadena, California.
Why do they always go to California?
I don't know.
I feel like they all go to California.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't think you're wrong. I feel like a lot of them do. Anyway, he did.
Okay.
And he also founded, when he got to Pasadena, founded what was called the Ambassadors College. So it was the church-founded college. Kind of like...
Well, that's kind of nice.
Kind of like BYU for the Mormons, I guess.
Brigham Young, yeah.
So, in the 1960s...
Wow, we are jumping.
We are jumping.
We are just going.
Woohoo! His son, Garner Ted Armstrong, joined him in leading the church and was part of the radio broadcasts.
Okay.
And then eventually they got into television broadcasts.
I was going to say, we're in the 60s. Have we branched out to the TV yet?
We did. We did
right.
in the 60s. In 1968, they changed the name to the Worldwide Church of God.
Okay,
from the radio.
Because then the TV has a wider reach, probably.
And it's not just radio anymore.
Yeah, it's not just radio.
Yeah. So, here's a picture of Garner Ted Armstrong.
Oh my god, that hair is fantastic.
Yep.
I don't think a bullet could hit that hair.
And there's another one.
Yes.
Okay, so the church grew rapidly in the 60s and 70s, which kind of isn't surprising because I feel like a lot of spiritual and religious stuff did.
Absolutely. Again, psychotropic drugs.
Yes. And
but
free love.
Free love, yes.
So the Plain Truth publication expanded from about 500,000 copies monthly to 7.5 million.
Holy shit.
So that's
really
exploded.
Okay.
So we're going to talk a little bit about what all they were talking about. Like, what were their tenets, right?
I mean, probably be a good person, don't be a dick.
So they were considered an Adventist religion.
Uh-oh.
So a lot of their early teachings focused heavily on the impending return of Christ.
Ah, okay. Doom and gloom church. Got it.
Yeah. Herbert did not believe in the Holy Trinity.
Oh, he was the two-window guy.
I guess so.
All right, moving on.
Also, he believed that many of the Jewish traditions cited in the Bible, including the holy days and festivals and keeping the Sabbath as Saturday, that those were correct and that's what they should follow.
Okay, so he went Old Testament.
Yeah.
He didn't bother to crack open New Testament.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they don't believe in Christmas, because does he not believe in Jesus?
No, it didn't say he didn't believe in Jesus, but just that a lot of that Old Testament stuff was really what they should be doing.
Cool.
So they held their Mass on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
They also taught that members of the church should not vote. They should not be in the military.
Okay.
They should not remarry if they get divorced.
Oh, all right.
And they should not celebrate Christmas, Easter, or birthdays.
Okay.
Specifically, he viewed Christmas and Easter as pagan holidays, and
Which
that's why he
they
rejected
were.
them. Yeah, he's not wrong. I mean, is he wrong?
Winter
No.
solstice, spring solstice.
No, that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
They just, Christianity repurposed them, and I guess he felt that, no, that taints them, don't even do it.
Right.
I'm not sure, but in any case, he rejected them as pagan holidays, which they are. So,
Yeah.
he also preached that members should pay tithe to the church.
No, that's not shocking.
That's
There we
not
go.
shocking. That's not uncommon, right?
Mm-hmm.
A 10% tithe is not unheard of in
Okay.
churches.
Mm-hmm.
But Armstrong wanted 10% 3 times a year.
Yeah?
So like 30%.
He wanted 30%.
Really.
What a dick.
Yeah. So every year they were supposed to give the Worldwide Church of God 10% of their income. Just, I don't know, at tax season. I don't know. But just they were supposed to do that. They also were supposed to give another 10% during the Feast of Tabernacles. And that was their main festival. And then, well, every 3rd year. So I guess that's not 3 times every year. It's 3 times every, whatever. How would you put that?
It's math.
Twice a year every year, but every 3rd year, 3 times a year.
Okay.
It's math. Yeah. But anyway, every 3rd year, they were required to give another 10% to the church for the maintenance of widows and orphans.
Okay,
Which-
I'm down with that, but somehow I don't trust him.
Fair, but also, why do you have to maintain the widows if you would just let them remarry?
Okay,
But-
right. But in the Bible, don't they say, like, specifically caring for widows and orphans? Like, I'm pretty sure that's...
I can't confirm that, but I would believe that based on everything else he's doing.
Yeah.
So, maybe.
Yeah.
So one of the more problematic teachings that he spouted
Okay, we're gonna go with that.
was that England and the United States were basically what was left of the 10 tribes of Israel. So that basically
He's
they're
a white
the
supremacist.
Yes,
Shit.
exactly.
God damn it, that's
the
the other
undertones
shoe.
of that, yes, are
First shoe, give me all your fucking money. Second shoe, only white people matter. God damn
That's it. That's it. They basically, that tenet establishes that white Europeans and their descendants are the holy people of God. People of color clearly then cannot be. Yes, absolutely racist.
Douche. That's kind of surprising coming from Oregon and then California.
Oh, but it started in the 1930s originally.
Yeah.
And this is it started pre-civil rights movement.
Okay, but still. Alright, moving on.
Moving on. So, essentially the church began to fall apart in the 1970s due to internal discord and a schism as a result of reorganization of the ministerial staff, theological debate over a number of issues, including the dating of the Feast of Pentecost, the question of divorce and remarriage among members, and scandal. Which is a direct quote from, I believe, encyclopedia.com.
Okay.
Because that's what my last 2 quotes were from. But
All right.
I didn't actually paste that in there, so I could be wrong. But I believe it's encyclopedia.com.
It is
That's
a quote
direct
from somewhere, and we will believe you.
So, Garner Armstrong, that's his son, he and his father had a falling out, and he founded his own church in 1978.
I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna make my own church with blackjack and hookers.
He called it the Church of God International.
Okay.
But that's
International.
barely a new name.
Right.
Like,
I was gonna say.
he couldn't get more
LLC?
creative than that. It's like worldwide.
International.
Oh, international. That's the same, but totally different. Yeah. Anyway. And, instead of in the front, he'll put it in the back and whatever. Fine. So that church was headquartered in Tyler, Texas.
Oh, no.
Texas. So Herbert Armstrong died in 1986, and the church passed over to a man called Joseph Tzakak? T-K-A-C-H. So that's my best guess. I apologize if it's wrong.
Yeah.
And then from him to his son, Joseph Takak Jr.
Okay.
Over the years, they began to rework the doctrine, first eliminated the massive tithe, and then adopting the Holy Trinity, and apologizing for the problematic teachings of Herbert Armstrong. They moved out of being a fringe group to now being fairly accepted as a mainstream Protestant church called the Restored Church of God.
And did they let in people of color?
I assumed.
Okay. That was part of the apologizing for, dickhole white supremacist founder. Yeah. We ain't with that guy no more.
Exactly.
All right.
But I'm not going to leave you hanging because you may remember I jumped right over the scandal that was tearing the church apart in the 70s.
What's the scandal? The fact that they were stealing all the fucking money?
No, I'm going to get into it now.
Okay.
Let's get into it now.
All right, what is the 70s scandal?
So, according to a New York Times article from July 2nd, 1978,
okay,
Garner Ted Armstrong was banished from the church by his father in 1972 because of the son's purported involvement with women church members. But he was reinstated several months later, and his father said that God had selected his son to succeed him as leader of the church.
Okay, so he was sleeping around, doing the whole free love thing? Maybe?
Could have been.
All right.
So I did do a little digging on that, because this was 6 years later as just like an aside.
Yeah.
So, So, upon investigation, Garner had multiple affairs outside of his marriage.
Oh, good.
Many of whom were students at the college.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. There were also rumors of bisexuality, which in the 1970s was a scandal all by itself.
Yeah, well, let him do who he wants as long as they're fucking legal.
True, and college students would be, but then there's that power differential,
I don't
and
like
it's
that.
still
No,
icky.
I don't like that.
But the bisexuality again in the 1970s, even taking the adultery out of it, that could still have been damaging and scandalous.
There's the whole adultery thing I forgot about. Damn.
So Garner apologized and repented, and his father allowed him to return to the church, which pissed off a lot of people in the church, and several of the higher members of the church bailed when that happened.
Well, it was probably because they were the husbands of the wives he was fucking.
I don't know about
or the
maybe
parents,
the fathers
of the daughters or sons. And no, I'm sorry, my child came to you and asked for some help with a study guide, and you took your dick out. I'm out.
Yeah, that's a problem. In any case, yeah. So when they reconciled and he let him back in, a lot of the church members said, or the church higher-ups said, fuck it, we're out. Mm-hmm. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
So the New York Times also referenced a report which was written by former students of the Ambassador College and published in the fall of 1977. Mm-hmm. And the report described purported high-living church executives, the use of private jets and expensive church-owned homes.
Jesus does not care if you have a private jet. He would not go for that shit. Jesus flies coach, damn it.
Maybe he does. He probably would, actually. If he flew, yeah. Alleged sexual indiscretions by Garner Ted Armstrong.
Yeah, gross, man.
Again, these are the students publishing. Mm-hmm. And then as well as doctrinal and fiscal disputes within the church.
Okay.
So some of those doctrinal disputes. So after it came out that he had all of those affairs, not only did the high-ups in the church leave, but so did Garner's wife.
Good for her.
I think that's fair.
I think that is a solid...
I think that's fair.
Yes.
So that caused additional friction between Garner and his father because of the no second marriages thing. Yeah, he didn't like that. So he started pushing back on that point. He also thought that church members should be allowed to seek some kinds of medical care, which apparently was not allowed in the church.
Faith healing.
I guess. Yeah. But the unforgivable straw on the camel's back seems to have been when Garner pushed back and said that heaven is not segregated.
Well, of course it's fucking not segregated.
But apparently at that point, Herbert was fed up with Garner's backtalk, and excommunicated him, allegedly stating, I derived my authority from